Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today I'm going to be reviewing a t-shirt from my childhood. This was my very first professional wrestling t-shirt. And over the years, I lost it in moves. I originally had it in extra large, so there's no chance it would have fit me now anyway. And after years of searching, I found a company online that makes vintage wrestling t-shirts and vintage t-shirts entirely, not just wrestling. And they're called WrestlingRoxx. It's WrestlingRoxx.com. Roxx is spelled Roxx. And this is the Undertaker Big Face t-shirt. Now, they are located in Bulgaria, and they use Fruit of the Loom EU version shirts. So this is a 4XL, and as you can see, the length is more in line with an extra large. So, I mean, if you are a big guy like me, you may want to wear like a tank top or something underneath to keep your belly from showing. I remember back in the day when I originally ordered this t-shirt, it was through WWF magazine, not WWE. This was pre-WWE. It was WWF magazine, and it was through the order form in there. This came out in 1997, and so Undertaker has always been my favorite WWE wrestler, except for when I was really young. My favorite wrestler, like many, was Hulk Hogan. We won't get into that though. But ever since I returned to watching wrestling back in, I want to say 96, maybe 95, The Undertaker has been my all-time favorite. And I just loved the look of this shirt. Let me stand up again so you can see. He's got his eyes rolled back in his head. This was when he had the teardrop painted on his face. This was right at the beginning of the when he started wearing the Hellraiser jacket. This was before he started wearing the ring attire that had the decorative shoulder thing with the studs and everything. This was when he was transitioning from the Western Undertaker over to that period. So he had the black shirt with ripped sleeves, and then the same pants and boots, but instead of gloves he wore the wristbands. So this was during that era. And on the back, let me see if I can get it on here. As you can see, it's got his logo on the back, the Undertaker cross. And so when I originally ordered this from WWF magazine, I spent my own money. I want to say I was in 7th or 8th grade, and I had a subscription to the magazine, so I was getting it every month. And I was getting an allowance at the time, and I asked my mom if I could order this t-shirt. I saw it, I loved it. This was the introduction into goth for me. Even though it's not necessarily a goth shirt, it has that kind of aesthetic. Undertaker has long been many people's introduction into the darker subcultures, especially goth. And that's what it was for me. And I just loved the look of his eyes rolled back in his head. Not, and it looked like his face was just like looking through the darkness. Now with this shirt, it is faded. That's the way it's made. So that it, I talked about this with the, I guess the owner of WrestlingRoxx, because we were in correspondence because the shirt got lost in the mail for a time. But he says here, I'll read you the latest email. Hi, Shannon. As we value constructive criticism a lot, I'll answer all your concerns. First, it's not true black t-shirt. It seems faded like a very dark gray. I ordered a 4XL and it does mostly fit like a 4XL. It's kind of off. I have attached photos of me wearing it. These were my concerns. So he wrote back and said, we are located in Bulgaria, Europe. By default, we print on Fruit of the Loom EU version shirts. That's why we have listed the dimensions in both cm and inches in the size chart. Americans are usually taller and bulkier than Europeans, so there are some discrepancies at the beginning. We tried to import US brands like Gildan and others, but it was causing friction with our EU customers and almost doubled our costs. So this is a good middle ground. We have other options that we can print on. Basically, once we have the model done, it can be printed on anything. If you decide to order more, we will talk about before you place your order what blank shirts we can use. As for the faded look, customers are usually keen on that since we sell reproductions of vintage shirts. So you get a brand new shirt with the lifespan of a new shirt while looking like you got it in 1996. So, like I said, it is faded. It's not a true black. It's, it looks like it's seen the washer a few times, been in sunlight a little bit, which I mean is okay. I should have probably read the description a little bit more whenever I ordered this, but I was just excited to have found the shirt, my favorite shirt growing up. I used to wear the hell out of my original. But I digress. When I ordered this, I remember painstakingly printing my name in all the boxes on the order form. This was the internet was around, but many companies still didn't really use it to sell merch. So the catalog was in the magazine. And you had to tear out the order form. And then I gave my mom the cash. She wrote a check to WWF shop. We mailed it away. And then about 6 to 8 weeks later, I got the original version of this shirt back in 1997. And, we'll take another moment to just admire it. This was vintage Undertaker. Pre 6 Feet Under with Mark Calloway. Pre Dead Man Incorporated. Pre Ministry of Darkness. Not quite old school Western Undertaker, but this was still vintage Undertaker. I want to say this is about the time he began using the old school more often. This was also, I believe, right before Kane came on the scene. So, and it fits good. I did find that I had to kind of stretch it out a little bit when I got it, go under and do that. Just because of my belly. And EU sizes aren't the same as American sizes. But overall, I really like it. Is it still my favorite shirt? I'm not going to say favorite. I will say it is up there on the list. I do still really like the look of it. It's just not the same as my original. You know, it had a different feel, I believe. You have to think it's been over almost 20 years since I last wore my original t-shirt. And this is a little bit thicker fabric, maybe a little rougher. The original, I think, was a little bit lighter. Oh no, this is also a little bit softer too. Overall, I mean, I don't have many complaints. I do still really like it. I would consider buying from WrestlingRoxx again. The owner seems to, you know, he does keep in touch with the consumer, answers any questions, follows through on shipping and everything. He was tracking my order as it was going, to make sure that I received it. Before he managed to track it down, because it was running late, he said he gave me a time frame. If I don't receive it by such and such date, he would ship me out a new one free of charge, and then make, you know, USPS pay for it, because he did get the insurance for it. So yeah, it's a good company to work with, to order shirts from. I would probably go with a different material next time. I would definitely, before you order, communicate with WrestlingRoxx, so that you get the right style of shirt for you. If you're a big guy like me, you're more than likely going to want something a little bit lighter fabric, something breathable, maybe a little bit longer. But, I mean, overall, I mean, it's not bad. You saw the way this shirt fits on me. I'm about 290 pounds. I have been losing a little bit of weight. And yeah, it fits comfortably, I will say. So, that's it for my review of the WrestlingRoxx Undertaker Big Face t-shirt from 1997 reprint. I will leave a link in the description below so you can head on over to WrestlingRoxx and check out the rest of their merch. They've got a lot of old school wrestling t-shirts and whatnot. The old D-Generation X t-shirts, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the like. So check them out.